Okay, it's our first show of the week. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
That's Shantelle Saiville. She's the founder of Savvy Chicks, and you can look at her website if you want. It's savicx.com. Here on Empower Hour, inspiring women and girls in Hawaii. So welcome.
Aloha.
Nice to have you here. So we want to talk about the news first, okay? And the news is that there was a International Women's Day meeting, here?
Here, yes, in Honolulu.
In Honolulu, recently. Describe it to us.
Well, it was the International Women's Day breakfast. All around the world, ladies get together and men to celebrate International Women's Day. And this year, I was attending here in Honolulu, the Australian Consulate General. I was invited as a guest, so there was amazing other entrepreneurial and business-like women. Actually, a lot of amazing military women there as well. Yeah.
Where was it?
Oh my goodness, down the road. I
Okay,
forget what it's
down
called.
the road,
Sorry.
Okay. In
I'll let you all
Waikiki,
know.
the convention center, in a hotel.
It was dear.
Sounds like-
I'll get back to you, Jay.
Okay, all right, Waikiki.
You won't, yes.
Yeah.
And so the breakfast was held, and a woman called Susan Kilren, who was actually a NASA astronaut, eventually as part of her career, did a speech about how she found herself there, and that was always her dream, and she followed that. And something really neat is what she said is, no one told her that she couldn't, but no one told her that she could either. So she constantly went and pursued this mission of becoming an astronaut, which she did. So I found that really interesting and inspiring, and a lot of other amazing women.
Who organized it?
It was organized by the Australian Consulate General.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
So why are you close to the Australian Consulate General, and why is the Australian Consulate General organizing programs like this?
Well, I'm close to the Australian Consulate General because I've spent about 14 years living in Australia. I grew up in Canada, and I was entrepreneurial female in Australia, so I've become around those sort of networks. And they organize it here is because, they have a lot of very high-level women who have achieved their goals, and I suppose they want to share that with the greater population. And this year they had a pledge for parity, which one particular relevance to me is about inspiring women and girls to achieve their ambitions. And I believe that that's why they would want to get involved with something like that.
What's a pledge for parity?
Basically standing up for something and saying, this is what I want to do. So it could be, perhaps for some people it would be for leadership to say, look, I will stand for women in leadership, whereas my personal pledge for parity when it comes to the International Women's Day is for women and girls and their ambitions, so that they're not left doing what they should do rather than what they really want to do. And ambitions shouldn't be left inside. They should be let out into the world where they belong.
So is this a big thing in Australia?
It's huge.
Really?
It's
It
in
sounds
Australia,
like it's a bigger thing in Australia than it is in the U.S.
I believe it is big in U.S. And Michelle Obama and the high networks there are really passionate about this cause as well. But in Australia and being part of an entrepreneurial community, it's huge.
Tell me how it works. How do you gauge the hugeness of it?
Maybe it's just the communities I'm in, but they do a lot of publicity around it. They do a lot of breakfasts and get-togethers. This isn't just a one-day thing. The one day is just to celebrate it. Apparently there is a Man's Day as well, so you can look that up, International Man's Day.
You knew I was going to ask.
But I did say that to someone the other day, and they said, you know what, it's the other 364 days of the year. So.
Very good.
Yes, so it's important in that way. It just, lets other, especially younger women and girls, know that we stand for them. And as a community, we're here to work together, no matter what age you are, to really help you achieve your ambitions, whatever they might be. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So so what's his name? Robinson is the Consul General from Australia?
Yes, Jeff Robinson.
Jeff Robinson, nice man. He's been here, a couple of years anyway. Huh?
I believe so, yeah. I'm just really new to Hawaii, so I'm just working it all out myself. I've only been here about 6 weeks.
Well, good. But you have connection because you lived there for so many years. And presumably you have connection at the Australian consulate. Yeah, that's
Yes.
good.
It's very exciting to see that they're, really making a mark here in Hawaii as well, which goes to the greater part of the mainland too. So that's excellent to see.
Okay, so let's talk about you. 14 years in Australia from Canada. Tell me about your training and orientation.
Oh, okay. It goes back a long way. So just to give you a little insight, I grew up in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
That's
so
where they have wheat. They have wheat there.
you can watch your dog run away for days. It gets to minus 40 degrees Celsius in the winter, which is freezing. And ever since I was about 5, my brother had an exchange student friend from Australia. And I thought, ooh, when I grow up, I'm going to that place with the kangaroos. And so from the age...
Saskatoon is north.
Saskatoon's central...
Or is it in the line of the cities of Canada?
It's in the line. So if Vancouver's there and Toronto's there, we're just sort of right in the middle.
Okay, got it.
So there's nothing...
There's nothing but wheat fields on all sides.
Nothing but wheat fields, yes. The little house on the prairie, that's where I grew up.
So you decided you'd get out a little bit.
Yeah, right.
What did you study in school?
So I went through high school and I wasn't sure what I wanted to study. Well, I did know I loved advertising and I liked acting and things like that. But when I went to the guidance counselor, they said, oh no, you need to be really good at maths to do that course. And I thought, I don't know what maths has to do with advertising, but anyway. So I went to travel. Yeah.
That's an interesting comment.
I know.
Write bills and invoices, yeah.
Well, yeah, so you can make a lot of money, which probably in hindsight is actually a good idea. So I was on the honor roll, so I was good at school. I always tried really hard. And then I thought, well, I'll go to Australia if I can't get that course. So I went there for 1 year, went to England for 1 year, and then worked out it was marketing. So before I knew it, I found myself back in Australia, because after I went there for that 1 year, I loved it.
Why?
Oh.
What about Australia is so likable?
It's just, growing up in Saskatchewan, anywhere warm is very likable. And being a beach girl at heart, and Australians are great people. The culture's very nice. Just the beaches.
They're friendly people.
Very friendly
Would you say
people.
they're more friendly than the Canadians? I always thought the Canadians were very friendly.
Well, the Australians are very friendly. Canadians are very friendly, as are the Americans. So, it's different, but culturally they're quite similar, and it was easy to live there and made a lot of friends.
Where did you spend your time?
So I did my Bachelor of Business in Marketing in Melbourne at RMIT, Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology. So I spent a lot of time in Melbourne, probably about the most of 10 years, and worked there and worked for Audi, the car company, in marketing, one of the dealerships, amazing. Started off with good brands, so I love brands. And then after that, I found myself up in Sydney, Australia, Bondi Beach. So yeah, that's where I wanted to be.
Did you get to Adelaide at all?
I went to the wineries down in Adelaide. I didn't live there.
Sure, the wineries. Yeah.
I don't drink much, but the wine is amazing down there. It's a little bit colder, so for some of the wines I like, it's better conditions.
And kangaroos? Did you see kangaroos?
I saw, actually, I'll give you a little story here. When I first went to Australia on my 1 year working holiday, I hit a kangaroo with a ute.
Oh.
So Australians are all about their utes. And I had a friend who asked if I could drive his ute for him across the Nullarbor, which is a very long stretch. A ute it's basically a truck, but a smaller, weirder sort of shaped version of a truck. So it's not your, F-250 that cruises around here in Hawaii. It's we'll Google it after and I'll show you. But I wish I could flash one up here now to see. It's a real Aussie thing though. So I hit a kangaroo and it was sort of boing, 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 very slow motion, and there it was.
You felt bad.
I felt so bad, but he jumped away, so I didn't kill him.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
so I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I hope so too. We all hope so.
Yeah, Skippy, I'm sure Skippy's fine. But he'll look both ways this time. Next time he crosses the road, he'll look both ways.
They really are cute.
They are actually
so
really cute. And when you see the little
like
Joeys.
people. Yeah. Okay, and so you worked for Audi?
Yes.
And what else?
So I worked for Audi. I was a marketing manager for one of their dealerships there, and they had a few others. So I was marketing manager, I guess, for 3 of their dealerships, and Skoda, which is another brand of cars. And at that time, I was PA to their owner, who was a sort of international millionaire, billionaire, a bit of Devil Wears Prada style. So I had to do everything. One moment I was driving a race car of his, and the next moment I was importing a horse from Poland. It was pretty interesting. So I did that, and then after I did a few years, I did a lot of the sponsorships and events, and it was really interesting. But after 2 years, there's not too much else you can do at a dealership level. So I was sort of poached and went over to a gifts company, but I stayed very close in with Audi and the brand and the network, and ran that for a couple of years, and then took a leap of faith and created Savvy Life and Savvy Chicks.
Okay, we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Savvy Life and Savvy Chicks.
Perfect.
All right, exciting. That's Shantelle Saiville. You can see the relationship, Saiville and Savvy. This is Empower Hour about women. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Donna Blanchard. I'm the host of Center Stage here on Think Tech Hawaii. Center Stage airs every Wednesday at 2 o'clock, and of course you can check out our archives on YouTube or on Think Tech Hawaii anytime you like. Why should you do that? Because this is an arts show that I believe is making a difference in lives. We talk with artists of various ilk. We talk with painters and writers, playwrights, novelists, poets, sculptors, dancers, you name it, directors, actors, of course. And we don't only talk about what people do, but we talk about how they do it. And my favorite part of the conversation, we talk about why they do it. And it's really common on this show to hear people say, wow, I didn't think about it that way. And it's very common to hear people afterwards who have seen the show say the same thing. And I hear all the time that people are inspired by the conversations that we have. So why don't you join us and be inspired too? That's Center Stage on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. We'll see you Center Stage.
Bingo. So you decided, Shantelle, that you were going to create a company and called it Savvy, out of Saiville, your last name.
Mm-hmm.
Chicks. Okay. So tell us why and tell us how.
So I had started doing a lot of mindset work, and really studying people that were achieving their goals. And I've always been sporty and healthy, but I was starting to get really healthy. So when I was in corporate, there's a lot of functions and you tend to drink a lot. And I sort of really was going away from that and enjoying just being healthy. And I have the natural ability to influence people in a positive way. And I thought, well, I can't really do that to my full capacity if I'm here working with gifts, which I did love. I mean, it was really enjoyable, and I had great relationships, and had clients like Audi and Macquarie Bank, which is a very big bank in Australia, and basically I took a leap of faith. I thought, I'm going to go out there and make something happen, because if I can do something so crazy, to take a leap of faith and create a business that I love, then surely people can take that to their level, whatever that is. So maybe if it means just making that slight different decision, they don't have to be as crazy as me, I suppose, and just go do it. So I pretty much took a leap of faith. We had a meeting. It was myself and the two owners of the business, because it's a small business, and we were talking about the direction.
You mean Savvy Chicks business?
Oh, no, this is before Savvy Chicks. So this is how I got to Savvy Chicks.
Okay.
And we were deciding for the next year and what would it look like, and I just sat and thought, no, this isn't what I want to do. And I had a brand new Audi company car with them, with the gifts business, and pretty much said, that's it. And one of the Audi dealerships in Australia gave me a car when I took the leap of faith, because that was my company car. They gave me a car to use. So I've had some really neat experiences along the way. So I started doing some coaching, which I was just intuitive kind of coaching. And I set up some programs where I would get the boxing and Pilates and horse polo and yoga, all these different types of things to help encourage people to be healthy.
Okay.
Because they're fun. And
people meaning women.
Women, sorry, yes,
Okay.
women. But it was inspiring men too, but the things were for women. So what I would do then on a Saturday was, for example, the horse polo. A friend of mine had a horse polo school, and I would arrange it with him. I said, can I bring, because about 20 ladies to go try your horse polo school. Some of them will probably sign up or do a class, or they will. I just knew they will, because it's just, once someone tries something, it's a lot. That's what we did with the Audis. Once they were in it, they were ready for it. So went to do the horse polo, and the ladies loved it. So it was better than going out on a Friday night and causing trouble and drinking too much, because you woke up on a Saturday morning, you're around a lot of like-minded, inspiring other women who had, very good positions in what they were doing, didn't necessarily love what they were doing, and it just gave them an ability to get out of their normal surroundings.
So I'm somebody that comes to you, I'm a woman, comes to you and says, Shantelle, I need counseling. Okay, and you say, what's the problem? And I say, well, I don't like my job, and I want to be healthier and all that. So what happens in the counseling? What do you counsel about? How do you actually help this person?
So basically what I do is try to get them back to the essence of who they are and give them permission to be themselves. Because when you're around your usual surroundings, people kind of tell you who you are. And it's one of those things. You're smart, be a lawyer. You're this, be that. You're this, be that. Make money, be careful, be this, be that. Whereas when you sit them down and say, no, what do you really want? And they'll say, well, I really want to be an artist. I said, well, why are you a lawyer? Oh, because I'm smart and that's wasting my potential. Okay, so then you sort of take them back and get them to bring art back in their life. So perhaps they're a lawyer, they've not even touched a pen or a paintbrush in ages, so get them to implement that back into their life. And what you actually find is they end up really taking that path and going towards what they truly want, and they're much happier. Because this is where I see that anxiety and depression and these types of things are caused when people are doing work or pursuing things that aren't authentic to their nature.
How do they live, though?
Well,
Do you help them about that?
Well, I mean, I do give them connections to those who are actually very good at doing that. So I have some strong relationships, and they are becoming my features on savvychicks.com, so that way they can actually get really coached. So my job as a coach, when I do coach, which isn't too often, is basically just to open them up, and get them to really think.
It's like therapy.
Well,
It's one-on-one?
Yeah, it's one-on-one. Yeah, it's kind of like fun therapy. It's not going through anything hard. It's just basically lighting them up.
Yeah.
And giving them examples. So for instance, they say, oh, how am I going to make money being a painter? Well,
Right.
I consulted for an artist in Sydney called Charles Billich. He paints every day. He's 83 years old. He has paintings in the Vatican and,
Whoa.
everywhere. And that's all he does. He's just paints and paints and paints.
Started out as a lawyer?
No, started out he's always been painting, but what I like to say with that is he followed his passion and he actually made it his profession. So there is money in art.
If you're good at it.
If you're good at it.
Suppose I'm not good at it. What do you tell me then?
Okay, this is a good example. For example, surfing. So a lot of people like surfing. And
Surfer's paradise.
Surfer's paradise in Australia.
Yeah.
Well, there's a surfer called Taj Burrows who's quite well known on the circuit. Now, he has a trainer that he travels with, well, not anymore, but that trainer, Johnny Gannon, I did some work with the Savvy girls in Australia, and it's called foundation training, so it helps you through posture and, your ability in sport. So he didn't actually become a professional surfer, but he did pursue that area, and he ended up traveling the world with Taj, being his trainer. So perhaps you don't have the skill to be the surfer, you might be the surf trainer. So
Okay.
there are a lot of other ways. So such as long as you're
enjoy it,
pursuing
even
that
if you're
area.
not that good at it. Maybe you want to be around it.
Yes.
Somebody said to me recently in the last week or two, they said, do you want to find out what you really like to do, what you really should be doing? Then look at your life after work, what you do in the evening, what you do in the weekends. And that is really the message about, what you really want to do, because you're telling yourself something. Do you agree with that?
I completely agree with that. And whenever I try to coach people through something, I said, okay, I won the lottery. Jay, I won. What do you want to do? We can do whatever you want to do right now. What do you want to do? Do you want to get on a plane? Do you want to buy something? And then that way you start bringing out what you really want to do. Because I'm saying, I've got all the money, Jay. I'm happy to share it with you. What do you want to do? And then slowly they get rid of those layers and those blocks and those, you can't, and I've tried that and that didn't work, and you shouldn't, and all this conditioning. And then they say, oh, I just want to go shopping. And you think, maybe you like shopping.
You need money to go shopping, though.
But this is the thing. But it actually brings out the essence of what they really like. So perhaps they like clothing, or they like style, or they like textile. There'd be
like
something.
retail.
They like retail.
Maybe they should be in retail.
Maybe they should do marketing in retail. Maybe they should just work as a salesperson in retail.
Yeah.
So the idea of Savvy Life, it's your ultimate healthy, inspired, and empowered lifestyle. It could be living on a farm with one cow. If that's what you want to do, well, but really, because society
You
says,
haven't recommended that to anybody, have you?
no, but if they really want to do it, and someone's telling them they should be a engineer because they're smart, well, that's really contrasting.
Yeah.
They might just be happy with their one cow in their small house, and people are forcing them, be it family, friends, parents, colleagues. It's true
I
story.
can see it at John Henry Thoreau, living in a little cabin near a lake somewhere, Walden Pond. But how far did you go in Australia with this? I mean, did it become a big business? Tell me how it expanded for you.
So I did start with those activities, and then from there I went on to speaking at girls' schools. So I spoke 7 Steps to a Healthier You to help girls achieve their most healthy and inspired.
Girls' high schools?
High schools, yeah. Because my real passion is for that sort of adolescent high school, up to high
you
school.
leave a big impression. There's big leverage there. Yeah.
Exactly, and being a healthy role model myself, as I said, I don't really drink anymore, and I put a lot into my business and my lifestyle, that if I can share and impart those values with girls, they can focus more on what they want to achieve rather than what the other girl's saying about them, or what.
What's the business model about speaking?
So for
How does that actually, put food on your table?
so basically, I get paid to speak.
Oh,
Yes.
not too bad.
No. Well, if it's your gift, you should get paid to do it.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
That's exactly
You
it.
take your own advice.
There you go. So yeah, doing speaking. Then there was a lot of times. I mean, I've done marketing consulting along the journey to basically just make enough money to keep getting by while I created Savvy Chicks TV, and that was interviews with really inspirational people. I mean, I had Dr. John D. Martini, who was on The Secret, as one of my guests at Bondi Beach. The beautiful set. You can see them all on the website.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
yes, I had a lady who
So you
started
got
a surf
to be a
business.
celebrity.
Well, I don't know about celebrity, but I did get
You got in the media.
a little bit here and there,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I mean, there was more to go there, but I'm ready. I'm ready for the USA now.
It was enough to put meat pie all over your table.
Aussie meat pie with some sauce. No, I mean it's to be honest.
That's not healthy, by the way.
No, not healthy.
Loaded with salt. Yeah.
No,
Loaded.
to be honest though, it was more, being a marketing background and building a brand. It was more about actually building the brand, the perception, the association, the alliances, and that type of thing. So you build a solid foundation and then you grow from there. So really with building the business, I mean, being an entrepreneur for 4 years, those weren't all years of making money. It does take a lot to build a business, especially
Yeah.
when you build it from nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That's pretty good. By yourself. You were alone.
I was alone, and being alone as an entrepreneur is a really challenging thing because you have
is.
no one to consult with. It's
Yes.
just you and your mind and your ideas. And someone who's quite a visionary, it can be quite frustrating because you want to get them out there. But it's really neat when you eventually start seeing them come to fruition. I mean, even sitting here being interviewed is fantastic. This is just I love this type of scenario. So
I
yeah.
can see that. So, I mean, weren't there moments in that 4-year time when, you said, gee, should I really be doing this? I'm alone. It's hard work. Sometimes I make success and sometimes I don't. Did you ever think about giving it up?
Well, the thing is, I mean, maybe there was only 1 or 2 small moments that I thought, what am I doing this for? But there's just a fire within that once that's lit and it burns, you really can't give it up anymore. And I know the other people that I've interviewed, they understand that. So if you've been there, you actually understand that you go through the craziest, most stretching, toughest things in your life, but yet you won't give up. I mean, ever since I was little, I had an imagination, and it was just this ability to believe in something more. And then when you get there, you think, oh, and then all of a sudden the schools are calling and they're saying, we want you to speak. And I'm going, and then, the next thing, and this person's happy to be interviewed on my show. And it just adds up and up and up. And even lifestyle-wise of saying, I want to live by the beach, I want to do this and that. When you achieve it, you know that there's something in there. So,
Yeah.
you don't give up.
So I guess you're telling me this is a permanent condition for you.
It is. It is
You're not
absolutely
about to
permanent.
give this up anytime.
Never. No. I did get caught, to be honest, between Savvy Life, which is really the healthy lifestyle, and Savvy Chicks, which I really wanted to be for girls. And now, especially here with the new launch, it's about Savvy Chicks is women and girls. So I'm not separating them, and that did cause me a lot of friction going, do I just go for the girls? Do I just go for the women? But really, it's anyone who believes in more for their life, and I want to be there for them,
Yeah.
and I want to assist them, and I want to connect them with the right
Yeah.
people and content and information and anything to really bring that true nature out in them and let them shine.
What happened to Savvy Life?
Well, Savvy Life is it's still there. So Savvy Life, it's just whatever your life is. So if you look on my Instagram, it's Shantelle Saiville Savvy Life. So that's my example of my ultimate healthy and inspired lifestyle. So Savvy Life is whatever it is to you, and then I assist Savvy Chicks in creating their Savvy Life. So Savvy Life is still the company name, but Savvy Chicks is the main business.
Okay, we're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back. We're gonna find out how Shantelle really feels.
Aloha, I'm Kaui Lucas, host of Hawaii is My Mainland, here on Think Tech Hawaii every Friday at 3 p.m. We address issues of importance for those of us who live here on the most isolated landmass on the planet. Please come join me Fridays at 3 p.m. Mahalo.
Aloha, this is Maria Mera, and I'm here to invite you to my bilingual show, Viva Hawaii on Think Tech Hawaii, every other Monday at 3 p.m. We're here to inform, motivate, and entertain you. Join us. Hola, soy María Mera y estoy aquí para invitaros a mi show bilingüe, Viva Hawaii en Think Tech Hawaii, cada 2 lunes a las 3 de la tarde. Estamos aquí para informaros, motivaros y entreteneros. Apuntaros.
Aloha, namaskar, and hello. My name is Anu Hittel, and I host a show, Climate Change Beyond Outrage. In it, we go beyond outrage to look at solutions to climate problems facing people, nations, and the world. Join me every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Hawaii Standard Time. See you then.
Okay, we're back. We're live with Shantelle Saiville. She's the founder and the chief executive, I guess, of Savvy Chick and Savvy Life. You want to take a look at her, see Savvy Chicks, C-H-I-X, SAVICHIX.com. Okay, so now we go into the current chapter worth discussing here. So you decide you want to come to Hawaii. So what happened?
I wanted to follow the aloha. No, actually, interestingly enough, my father, who didn't have much to do with my life, who passed away, was American. So I do have American
I knew
citizenship.
something American about you.
Yeah, something American about me. So I'm actually a dual Canadian-American citizen, and I can be an Australian citizen as well. So
Oh, that'd be cool. To get 3?
I
can
believe
do
so. I
3?
just better
Wow.
check in case there's anyone watching
Okay.
this. I got to check for sure to make sure I don't have to give one up. Yeah, just really, it's an opportunity to come here to the States to launch this in a bigger way. I mean, the population, and really, to tell you the truth, I was a little girl with big dreams growing up in Saskatchewan, and there are so many girls around that are in the same situation, and I want them to know that their dreams are possible because I'm proof. I grew up there and was able to come over to Australia and now live in Hawaii to then be able to really get into the Canadian and Americans and show them, be an example for them and hopefully get amongst some schools and around some girls here.
So, it sounds like you're more, that in terms of priorities, the first priority is to help people. The second priority is to put the meat pie on the table.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Well, I mean, yeah, it is actually true, but this is the other thing as well. Anyone that I know who's successful is successful in a balanced perspective. So just being really wealthy doesn't mean you're successful because...
Or happy.
Or
for that
happy,
matter.
exactly. So when you follow what inspires you and your passion, as we were saying before, you don't give up on it, but then the money is magnetized to that. Because then more people want you around to speak on their shows, to come to your exclusive events, and this type of thing. So as I was saying before, you build, then they come, and that is becoming the case exactly right now.
Okay,
So,
we want to explore that next few minutes about entrepreneurship.
yes.
So you arrive on these shores, you get off the plane, the whole Savvy thing is back in Melbourne and Sydney and whatnot. Not here, not
Yes.
here. Nobody in this town, nobody in this country knows anything about Savvy.
They do now. Thanks, Jay.
Oh, wow.
Everyone knows now. Continue.
What do you do? How do you crack that nut? How do you do that?
Well, I mean, I suppose one of my biggest gifts is people, my ability to really convey a message and to communicate with people. So by arriving here and speaking to the right people and letting them know what the vision is, what Savvy Chicks represents, what we'll be doing, which is, a variety of things, as in, it's an online business. So that was one of the things I was hesitant about. I'll go over here. What about Australia? So it's online, so I can still reach Australians and reach everyone. But being here, it allows me to access a new group of people.
Whole new market.
A whole new market,
Yeah.
yes.
So how do you see this market relate? How do you relate to a market that you don't know about? That you're off the plane essentially. How do you reach out and touch it? How do you get it to touch you?
What I've always done is you talk. You talk to people. Anyone that you talk to and you meet, you share your vision, you share your passion, you share what you're here to do. So with launching this, I mean, I do know, even before I arrived here, I was looking at who's interesting and influential and doing neat things here in Hawaii, and I came across a mermaid, a professional mermaid, and I think, wow.
I don't know any of those myself.
Well, it's a profession here in Hawaii.
Yeah,
So
okay.
There's a mermaid.
It's like, what's my line? I'm a mermaid, okay?
There's a beautiful mermaid that I'm looking forward to interviewing to show how she's actually created a business in being a mermaid. So, and through that you meet other people and.
I was just saying before that you work at your job. Maybe it's humdrum all day long, and you do what you want after your job, and then if you're smart, you decide you're going to try to make way to that what you like and do that instead. And
Yes.
so, I guess the question is, how did she get into mermaid?
Well, this is why I have to interview her exactly to share. Maybe that's her calling now from her cell phone.
No, we're gonna turn this off. Yeah, okay.
Yes, so yeah, I would like to interview her and hear her story, but some of the things she does do is she does custom-made fins, which are about $2,000 to $3,000, but beautifully made. She has a show, I believe it's the Marriott, where she does, swims a mermaid, and she has other mermaids that she essentially, I suppose, employs. So it's a quite a unique business. But my point is if she can do that, then why can't someone else go and pursue what they love? If someone can make a living being a mermaid, then why can someone not just go for whatever it is that they really want to do? Uh-oh. Maybe they have a question for us.
Yeah, gee, I thought I turned it off, but hey, sorry.
Yeah, so that's yeah, so when I arrived here, I basically just seek out the people that I know would share the passion of the vision, and get involved, and I'll be looking at doing a retreat while I'm here.
Retreat.
So
how would that work, Shantelle?
So I will co-host a retreat. So I have someone in mind, which I won't announce right now, who's, I wouldn't say he's very well known, but his work is incredibly known. So doing just a bit of a, couple-day retreat here. So I'll fill you in when that is actually.
Yeah. Well, what would it be? A retreat on this, what we've been talking about?
Yes.
But how to fulfill yourself and live your dreams.
Exactly, and that's about empowering all areas of your life. And then there's one specific component when it comes to a lot of women, women, men, everyone, really want to have the best version of themselves. They think about their body. And this is a lot to do with the body and the healthy lifestyle as well. Because when you're healthy, then that helps you be stronger and more resilient to then pursue whatever it is that you like. So I actually have some, my own steps that I've created, 7 steps to a healthier you that I present, that can help, helps me build my resilience to continue to do what I do. Because then you come from a balanced point of view, and then you just see what you need to achieve.
What's the 7 steps? Can you talk about it, or?
Yeah, I can give you them just sort of quickly. Actually,
please.
I haven't shared them. So the 7 steps are: 1 is nutrition, what you put into your body, because that really affects your mindset. 2 is fitness, or doing something active. It doesn't have to be going to the gym really hard or something like that, what you think. 3 is sleep. I find sleep is very important. 4 is your mindset. When it comes to mindset, I listen to a lot of different inspirational people, interviews. That's why I want to create them so that others can listen. The other one is meditation. So whatever that is to you, it doesn't mean, getting to something crazy. It just means quiet time, really. Then it's self-love, which in society, I don't know that that's practiced enough. And that's just doing nice things for yourself for no reason and not feeling guilty about it, whether it be, take yourself for coffee or just do something just for you. And then after that is your why. Why are you doing anything that you're doing? So if you have a goal, why do you need to achieve that goal? If you want to lose weight, if you want to get that job, why? What is that going to do for you? How's it going to make you feel? So you can really embody that why, and then that will help drive you every day. So you need to know your why, essentially, in order to pursue anything. Otherwise, you get lost and you give up.
Yeah.
So those are my 7 steps to a healthier you. And you find when you incorporate them all, you naturally, it's when people look at them, it's about, say, for instance, losing weight. You'll naturally lose weight when you're following those steps because you're in control and you make better choices and you value yourself and your body, and you might not drink as much, or, if you're an adult or something like that. So, yes, 7 steps to a healthier you.
Sounds pretty good. Did you write it up anywhere? Is it in a book or an article or on the website?
I should now. It's actually not anywhere. It's just when I speak. So they've been a bit my quiet little sneaky secrets, which we've let out for you, so very good on your part. I will eventually make them into a book, and I do them in the coaching session. So I take people individually through the 7 steps, and then that way I can help them fill in what each means to them. So nutrition, how are they going to take control of that?
So that's personalized.
That's personalized, exactly.
The 7 steps are the outline, and then
Yes.
you fill in the outline with each individual because the answers are different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I guess this means that we have a scoop here on Think Tech, that we got your 7 steps, but even before they got published.
You sure did.
All right. Okay.
You
Thank
got
you,
it
Shantelle.
first.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's assume, you have a show with us. Let's assume you're a host. What would that be like?
Well, that would be very exciting. Basically, it'd be a continuation of what I've always done, and that's interviewing people and getting their insights on their journeys. Where they started, where they've gone to, what they've come across. But throughout that, it's about inspiring and empowering. So just their own advice, whether it be on their body image, their mindset, basically all the different steps in the 7 steps to a healthier you, but getting them from individual people so that you can recognize and relate to a different interview.
Yeah.
You know, not everyone's going to relate to the first.
Well, aren't you concerned that they might not tell you the truth on the air?
Well, I think the people that I choose to interview are actually honest and humble and authentic.
Do you
and
have
I think that
anybody in mind?
I actually have a few people in mind. Mermaid Carrielle, who's the professional mermaid.
I'd like to meet her.
She's amazing. I also have another wonderful woman who's an artist coming to town, Joss Myers, and she's just launching a new collection for some really neat bags. And she did art, and now she's doing that. She's been very successful doing that. There's a CEO of an amazing advertising agency. I can't say his name, but if I can get him on the show, because I believe he'll be coming to town, that will be very
So
exciting.
you're not limited to local talent.
Not at all.
You may have people coming to town. What
Yes.
about Skype? Do you have any ideas about Skype?
Well, Skype opens up the whole new world because I have access to a lot of people. For instance, there's a woman who's got a business called Hollywood Immersive in LA. She's Australian. She has a business in LA. Lily Dawson, she's a beautiful, amazing woman making her mark in America. And I mean, she's open to a Skype interview as well. So
So you can connect us with people far away.
we can
too.
connect anywhere.
We like Skype. I mean, in a few minutes, I'm going to be interviewing a guy who is running the new Amazon initiative where they put $11 billion down on cargo planes to, ship their goods. That's brand new. That's only a few days old.
Wow.
So anyway, I mean, we like Skype.
Yes.
We like reaching out that way. What about me? Why don't you interview me? Go ahead.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'll act
She
like-
didn't know she was going to be asked to do this.
I didn't, but I'm good on the spot. So I want to know, what do you love? What are you passionate about?
This is what I love right here. I love interviewing people like you.
And you know why I can tell? Because you're lit up. So that's easy.
How
and
can you tell I'm lit up?
because there's a vibrancy in someone's spirit when you recognize that, you can tell. And that's why when I say to someone, oh, do you like what you do? They go, oh, yeah. And you think, no, let's find out what you really love. Okay, what's your favorite animal?
Oh, little puppy dogs.
And why?
Because they love animals.
Love
They-
animals?
They love me and I love them, yeah.
And where did you grow up?
New York City,
New York City. And what brought you from New York City here to Hawaii?
the military.
Ah, very
Yeah,
interesting.
the days of Vietnam.
Ah, so you've been here a while then.
50 years, 51 years.
And this is home then for you now?
I'm still thinking about it.
How could you? I mean, it's an amazing place
No,
to
it's
live.
home- it's home for
It's
me.
home for you. And what inspired you to create Think Tech?
A desire to learn more about the community and in the process to deliver more content to the community which didn't have the content, fill in vacuums.
And what's the content that inspires you most? What type of content inspires you most? Your own personal
We
stuff.
started out with technology, the things you didn't know about technology, and then we got into so many other things, and now we're all across the board about things you didn't know.
So
We're going to be talking about, in 2 hours, we're going to be talking about a science they're using on the Big Island to determine the presence of water or geothermal resources, which is non-invasive. It's a science that uses, that reads electromagnetic waves from the surface. You don't have to penetrate the surface to find out. This is truly remarkable. And this is happening in Hawaii. So I'm really interested in that.
So you sound like you have a hunger for anything new and interesting and
Yeah,
innovative.
exactly. Thank you for that.
Innovative.
Yeah.
Very
True.
exciting.
Everything innovative.
Anything and learning and
Yeah.
and obviously a good people ability. So do you do all the interviews? A lot of interviews here on.
I fill in.
You feel it? And do you like being on TV?
I like to make sure the shows happen.
Oh, that's good.
We like live shows. We don't like dark time. We have live shows all the time, 25 at least per week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Live is actually, I feel, where it's really happening these days because, I mean, there's nothing like the present, they say. So right now we're
That's
live
right,
and
that's
it's
right. We are live.
it's what's happening.
Live and alive. Yeah.
Exactly. Now let me leave with one other question for you that's very interesting. If you could travel somewhere, if you had to go somewhere right now, if we had to just hit a button and we were in another place, where would we go?
Lisbon.
Lisbon. And why is that?
I want to sit. I want to read the European Herald Tribune. I want to have a glass of a Portuguese wine, white wine, if you don't mind.
I like that.
That's what I want to do. I want to sit and watch the traffic, watch the people. That's where I want to go. right.
Exciting, interesting.
It's relatively safe considering what's going on in Europe.
Yeah, considering what's going on anywhere, I suppose.
That's true.
Can I keep interviewing you? Shall I keep asking you some more?
No, we're
interesting-
out of time.
I thought we might be. That's why I thought I better wind it up
Very,
myself.
very intuitive on that.
Yeah.
Well, one last question. So where's it going to go for you from this point forward? Well, how do you see your life unfolding, your business unfolding in Hawaii?
So where I see it unfolding is doing a lot of amazing interviews, because I really feel that the more you share people's stories, the more others have the ability to recognize and relate to them. So creating more TV, doing more speaking, because I love sharing inspiration and being an inspirational speaker. Building Savvy Chicks as a brand, so you'll start seeing it more, whether that be some merchandise or things like that, which is exciting and a bit under the radar. And as I was mentioning, a retreat or two, just to really bring quite an exclusive feel. I'm doing some of that, and a little bit of coaching and consulting, but probably not too much, only once in a while.
Yeah, it's about brand, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
about the brand, yes,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
why, personal branding is something really, really interesting to me. So I'll incorporate that into some more interviews as well.
Now you understand. You're at a point in your life where you understand about branding.
Well,
You can make that happen.
I did study marketing, so I have a
guess
Bachelor of
so.
Business in Marketing, and I couldn't actually realize why I would just see people as brands. It's really good for working with young people for their confidence, because then you're not talking about yourself, you're talking about your brand. You say, if you behave like that, is that what you want your brand to represent?
Yeah.
And they think, not really.
It's a study of your identity, isn't it?
It is. And then it allows you to just, be who you are and really embrace that. So
I see it. I
Very
I feel
exciting.
it. She really has told us how she really feels. Shantelle Saiville, Savvy Chick, Savvy Life, founder of SavvyChicks.com. Here on Empower Hour, inspiring women and girls in Hawaii. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it,
All
Jay.
right, Shantelle. See you soon.
Aloha.
Aloha.